Have you ever felt like your brain is holding you back and making you feel weak? Well, guess what? Your brain might be playing tricks on you to protect you from potential pain in the future. But here's the thing, it's also creating a bunch of myths about yourself that simply aren't true. These myths are holding you back from achieving greatness and living your best life. So let's break free from these lies and get off that couch. Are you with me? Let's go. Number 12. It's been done before. Does it feel like you can't come up with anything new and original? Well, let me tell you something. That kind of thinking is holding you back from building the life you deserve. The truth is, just because something has been done before doesn't mean you can't do it too. Take selling water for example. Yes, there are millions of companies out there doing it already. But guess what? We know someone who built a company selling water and sold it not once, not twice, but 3 times to big distributors. And they did it by putting their own unique spin on things. Number 11. That won't work. Have you ever been in a situation where someone comes up to you and asks for your opinion, and all you can say is that won't work? I know I've been there before. But let me tell you something, when you focus on what doesn't work, you're limiting yourself. You're closing the door on potential solutions that could actually work. The problem is that we often rush to judgment without giving ourselves the time and space to really think things through. We jump to conclusions and shut down ideas before they even have a chance to take root. But what if we ask ourselves a different question? What if instead of saying that won't work, we ask what will make this work? By shifting our mindset in this way, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We give ourselves permission to explore different options and come up with creative solutions that we might not have thought of otherwise. Number 10. It's not for me. Financial freedom can mean different things for different people. Maybe for you it's earning around $50,000 a year from a stupid simple business that requires basic effort. And guess what? That's totally doable. In fact, successful people often build only stupid simple businesses. Now, I know some of you might look at top performers and think that's not for me. But here's the thing, you don't have to be at the top to enjoy financial freedom. Being in the middle of the pack is just fine, and it acts like a boosting ramp to help propel you towards your goals. Number 9. Success is complicated. A lot of people tend to make it sound like a complicated and dramatic journey full of twists and turns. But the truth is, success is actually pretty simple. It's all about consistently doing the right thing over a long period of time. I know what you're thinking, Mr. Beast, it can't be that easy. But trust me, it really is. The hardest part is having the long-term perspective to keep going even when it feels like nothing is happening. For example, if you commit to eating healthy and getting some exercise every day, you will see results eventually, no doubt about it. Number 8. You need to sacrifice a lot. If you want to make it big in life, you gotta be willing to make some sacrifices. And yeah, I know it's not easy. It might mean saying no to hanging out with friends or living on a shoestring budget for a while. But trust me, it's worth it in the end. But here's the thing, just because you're sacrificing doesn't mean you have to give up everything that makes you happy. If there's something that brings you joy and fulfillment, find a way to keep doing it. Don't be ashamed of your passions and hobbies. Remember, success is all about balance. Sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed, but don't sacrifice your happiness and well-being in the process. Keep pushing forward and stay true to yourself, that's how you'll achieve greatness. Number 7. You can to work hard. HARDWORKPOYSOFF. But hold on a second, what even is hard work? Is it just about working long hours until you burn out, or taking on more responsibilities than you can handle? NOPE. If we take a closer look around us, we'll see that people who work hard often owe it to overcompensate for the quality of their work. For instance, those who work 2 jobs are usually doing so because both pay little money due to minimum wage skills. But don't let that discourage you. My advice to you is this: don't focus on the hardness of the work ahead. Instead, think about the satisfaction and sense of accomplishment that comes with completing a task. Trust me when I say this, there's nothing like the feeling of finishing something that was once deemed impossible. Number 6, you can't change who you are. We're all complex beings, and no silly personality test can define us completely. Sure, we have certain biological traits that may influence our behavior in some ways, but ultimately it's all up to us. How we choose to view ourselves and the world around us shapes our actions and decisions. And let me tell you something, there's no magical outside force making you act a certain way. Some behaviors may be deeply ingrained after years of conditioning, but that doesn't mean they define who you are at your core. You have the power to change and grow, my friend. So never stop striving to be the best version of yourself. Number 5, it's not good enough. Aim for progress. Aiming for progress is great and all, but it's not enough. You gotta aim for that extra +1 on top of what you're already doing right. That's when you know you're really crushing it. And hey, don't get discouraged if your dream life isn't happening overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, after all. It takes time and effort to make big things happen. But guess what? Every little brick you lay down gets you one step closer to that dream life of yours. Number 4, you don't understand. You know that feeling when you're faced with something new and your brain starts freaking out? Instead of letting fear take over, channel that energy into curiosity. When doubt starts creeping in, shut it down and embrace your inner childlike wonder. Trust me, there's nothing quite like the satisfaction of figuring out how something works. That's what keeps us going, baby. Don't beat yourself up for not knowing everything. Use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Get excited about the possibilities ahead of you and dive into that new learning experience like a boss. Number 3, it's too late. There's a version of yourself who has the ability to see into the future and predict how every single decision you make will impact your life. Now, if that version of you exists, do you think it's too late for them to change their fate? Of course not. And guess what? You can still take control of your own destiny because the future-seeing version of you is still you. In fact, I'm willing to bet that there is a specific series of events that, if they were to happen, could lead you all the way to becoming the next president of the United States. Don't believe me? Well, let me tell you about something called the infinite monkey theorem. It suggests that given an infinite amount of time, even a monkey randomly typing on a typewriter could eventually produce any given text. Now, I know we don't have an infinite amount of time, and thankfully we're not monkeys, or are we? But here's the thing, there are certain actions and decisions that you can make in your life that will have a massive impact on your future. And trust me when I say this, it's almost a mathematical certainty. Number 2, what you have is enough. A lot of people think that just having something is enough. But let me tell you, that's not always the case. Sure, if you've worked hard and achieved your goals on your own terms, then what you have is definitely enough. But if someone else has put you in a position where you feel like you should be satisfied with what you have, then it's not really up to you to decide if it's enough or not. As humans, we always want to improve and grow beyond our current situation. And if we don't feel that sense of growth and satisfaction, then what we have is simply not enough. Don't let your mind trick you into thinking otherwise. Push yourself to strive for more and make things better for yourself. If you want to stay up to date with all of my latest content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to never miss a video.